They like graffiti. They like freedom. They like to drink. They like to destroy. They are Ashai's characteristic strength hyena gang. Hello everyone, I'm Xiaofeng. In this issue, let's talk about the hyena gang, one of the 4.5 powers on the mainland of Ashai. As a monster you fight when you enter the game. Are the hyena gang human? It must be, in the arm task. We know that the hyena gang are actually a tenacious survival group. In the apocalypse who pursue freedom. They don't want to be trapped in a shelter for the rest of their lives. But their activities are obviously outside the law. Rob passersby. Sabotage the camp. Rob a shelter. They're everywhere. If you use a good word to describe them, that is frankness. There's a competition mission in Tsingtao, although they cheat by various methods. But they still lost. Unexpectedly, the hyena gang accepted defeat calmly and gave us an award ceremony. But that doesn't mean the hyena gang are good. This is a selfish group. They only exist to live for themselves. Or live for freedom. But this freedom is unrestricted. That's a big problem. For hyena gang, you probably just think they are everywhere. But in fact, as one power of Ashai's 4.5 powers, their strength and scale far exceed your perception. In terms of management, the hyena gang operates in groups and is camped in different camps. There will be a leader at every point. According to the size of the camp, it is divided into small camp, medium camp, and large camp. The leaders inside are also different. Sometimes there are even 3 or 4 leaders. Hyena gang are scattered almost everywhere in the mountains of Ashai, on the mine, on the sea, or even in the relics. But only none in Wallen snow plains. Guess it's because the hyena gang are afraid of the cold or have no resources to plunder. The hyena gang have first-class technicians, except for attacks with weapons. They also have all kinds of mecha. These mechs come from the industrial armor before the calamity. We can also see the billboard in the mecha element, and the composition of some logos, despite the technological prowess of the hyena gang. But the suppressor still depends on robbery. Actually, I cannot understand this somewhat. From the description of the relic, the hyena gang raided Hypros's suppressor lab. But how many suppressors can they get? How is it possible for hyena gang that one person have one suppressor? So here's a guess. The hyena gang got a lot of inhibitor at that time, and then diluted in a special way. Although the effect is greatly reduced, but will not become a mutated person. And because the mutation caused by omnium energy is directional. So using this defect suppressor makes their appearance evolution consistent. At the same time, some people gain strength because of the mutation. For example, the 7 Samurai. The next thing we want to talk about is Little Sweetie. As the queen of hyena power, Sweets is not as cute as she looks. In the Armside mission, we know that all the hyena gang in Ashai are now under the control of the queen. Leading such a large organization and still thriving, it is also extremely difficult. Little Sweetie is actually very humanized in management. Those who are unwilling to take part in the fight, most of them have been sent to guard the resources. The people who followed him were all more aggressive members. At present, their main activities are in the mine area. They also want to rob the cure. I suspect the hyena gang are also training mutant soldiers. But the heirs of Ida is unwilling to provide technology or limited provision. That's why the queen did everything she could to get a cure. Here, I would like to mention Brother Unicycle again. He's a high-level figure of the Predator. Should be responsible for contacting Little Sweetie. Brother Unicorn is unrequited love. Feel sorry for a second. At present, it seems that the relationship between the Predator and the hyena gang is still good. But they are both afraid of the heirs of Ida. The Predator is also a sad power. This power cannot leave Miyu Island for special reasons. I guess that's why they work with the hyena gang. By the way, Little Sweetie has 2. There's another one in the ruins. But the relationship between the 2 sisters is hard to guess. Because in the ruins, we opened the trap and went in. And considering that there are no soldiers around her, it's possible that she was imprisoned in the ruins. Then the life experience of Little Sweetie may not be that simple. That's all for this issue. Follow Xiaofeng and experience different Tower of Fantasy.